people need to stop the narrative of the Big 12 is going to add any more Pac-4 schools and any Group of 5 schools. Both of those narratives. None of those add enough value for the Big 12. First of all, Stanford and Cal don't bring value in the Big 12. And look at their revenue sports. And I get the non-revenue and the endowment and the education and all that. But they don't bring value. And look at the Stanford football program. It's been downhill. And the men's basketball program has been downhill. And Cal's football program is not that great under the current head coach. And the men's basketball is not that good either. I mean, I'm just telling the truth on that. And Washington State, they have some non-revenue as well. I mean, they don't bring enough value to the Big 12 either. And same thing as for Oregon State. And I get the non-revenue sports for them. Look, it's not all about that. I mean, seriously. And an Oregon State fan jumped right on top of me about the Big 12 is not going to add any more Pac schools in it because they don't bring value to the Big 12 and they should just wait on the ACC. The dude literally said, you better add up now just to match the Big 10 because the Big 12 is going to get poached again. But Big 12 is going to get poached again by the Big 10 or the SEC. Might as well add just to add. It doesn't make sense in terms of dollars, man. And I get you're just salty and upset that your school is going to be left behind and is left behind right now because look at all the schools around them that left. I mean, besides Washington State, Cal, and Stanford, but you get the point. Seriously, and this is the best opportunity for Oregon State to win the conference again. I mean, win the conference. Seriously, they are up there to win the Pac-12 this year. They're ranked in the preseason top 20. And they're right up there with Oregon, Utah, USC. Okay, Oregon, Utah, USC, and Washington. Yeah, up there with those 4 teams, in my opinion. So, I'm just saying, and I said to the guy, I could tell you're just upset and salty about this, but they just don't bring value, and it doesn't make sense to add teams just to add teams. Seriously, and Oregon State is likely to go to a group of 5, whether you believe that or not. I mean, and I didn't say whether you believe that or not, by the way, but I said you're probably going to go to a group of 5. Seriously. And there will be teams like Pitt, Virginia Tech, Louisville, Georgia Tech, or even Syracuse, just to name some examples. I don't forget Boston College, forget Wake Forest for the Big 12 to add. And we know the ACC situation. We just don't know when it's going to crack open and create chaos in all this. But I think it's going to be before that TV deal expires, and I think it's more like 2029, like at the earliest, to 2034. But I'm saying that because look at that buyout. I mean, it's a lot of money. And if you should be up, and look, the guy was just not, and he thought I attacked him personally. I did not. I stated the truth because Oregon State is not wanted by the Big 12. Let's make that clear. The Big 10 is not even interested in it. The SEC is, of course, not. And the ACC is not. So, yeah. I'm just telling the truth and all this, and he just can't accept it. And I was trying to be reasonable a little bit. And I could tell that he was just salty anyway, and he's saltier than the entire ocean and all the saltiest foods on the planet about it. And I can't help the guy. He just needs to learn to accept Oregon State's going to go to a group of 5 most likely. And we also need to keep in mind on this that the Big 12 is not going to get poached. Not by the Big 10 or SEC. Probably not, because look, number 1 basketball and men's basketball conference in America. You can't dispute it. Look at the history. I mean, They won the last two out of three national championships. And look at the stats for the last 5 completed years, or even 6 completed years up to this point. And compare that to every power conference out there in terms of completed seasons. So, yeah, there's that. Second, it's more stable now than it has been in a long time. And they're the third best football conference in Division One FBS. It's not going to be as good as the Big Ten, probably not, but in the SEC. But you can't deny it's right up there for the third. And the ACC is not as strong on the bottom compared to the Big 12 right now. And the Pac-12 is not that great. They're one of the worst. I mean, look at that college football guy's video on who has the most depth in the Big 12 last year. It's tied with the SEC. The Big 12 is tied with the SEC in terms of the bottom 4 wins and losses. And the ACC is right above them, and the Big 10 is at number 4, and at number 5, it's the Pac-12. So those numbers prove something. And I know the Big 12 is going to lose Texas and Oklahoma, and they're going to replace with Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah. But you get the point. It's more stable. And it's just really, really foolish that university presidents like George Kliavkoff trying to block that move, block the UCLA's move to the Big Ten with the Cal Border Regents. Then in October 2022, of course, we know that ESPN offered the Pac-12 $30 million per school, but the Pac-12 president worked with a professor on this campus and estimated the value of $15 million per school. And ESPN said no. They got greedy. They were arrogant. If you're going to be disappointed, there's a couple people to blame, of course. George Kliavkoff has got to be up there. Larry Scott's got to be up there. The Pac-12 presidents got to be up there. And the Big Ten killed them first. Let's be clear. Once they took UCLA and USC, Pac-12 can recover. I mean, I know then the Big 12 took Colorado, but the Big Ten just took the last shot at the Pac-12 and took Oregon and Washington. And of course then the Big 12 took Arizona, Arizona State, and Utah. And Bob Thompson, a former Fox Sports Network and president, said, based on my observations over the years, 1, many university presidents don't understand business. 2, many presidents understand very little about sports. 3, even fewer presidents understand the sports business. He's right about this. Clearly, they goofed up. And they've got a big oof in their face about this. And let's just stop those narratives of the Big 12 adding any more Pac-4 schools and the group of 5s. Seriously, Brady O'Mark said that already multiple times. He's just going to wait on the ACC at this point. And it's going to be like between 2029 and 2035 or 2034. But it's going to be a long time. You got to get also all these new, once Texas and Oklahoma leave, and you got to get not just the current new 4 coming in, but the next year's new 4 coming in and kind of gel for a bit before even thinking about adding more schools. And we also just don't know that what's going to happen in the ACC right now. I mean, ACC down the line. Anyways, if you like this content, I'd like to subscribe on it. See you guys later. 5 subscribers. We're on the road to it. Let's go.